on the hard point. We'll see who can get the edge here.
Yeah, but Prestine's doing a great job, but there we go. There's that trade. TJ, though, he has to lock this down. Just wait for his teammates. He does just that. Nice shots from Gunless. 18 seconds left. You can see on that mini-map, all of eUNITED are starting to rotate. You do have streaks to work with. That would have been a huge kill because TJ, he would have got these last 10 seconds. So it'll be about a 9-point game as we head over towards that parking lot.
Yeah, or would have made somebody else wrap back if he drops, and then you don't have the pressure to push across the map. But as it stands, you'll see Methods and Looney starting to work their way up the map. See if they can break through. A decent hold there at Winery gets them right back in the game, and there's a couple of picks. Now they got to go. The spawn does come in deep and safe here for eUNITED. They're going to have to find another wave of kills, and Method's doing an excellent job finding these opening picks and giving them a chance to break on in, Joe.
Yeah, but the big kill was Clayster on TJ Halley. He locks his spawns down, but now you can see Rise is putting the pressure on. Arsenace, he's able to find two. Looney, though, he's got some help from TJ. Looney and TJ, that SMG duo, they're locking it down, and you can see on that minimap, Rise Nation just trying to flood on in.
They're trying to flood. Two now spawning out. It's going to be a two-man hit here. They're going to have 3 players to deal with, but Gunless may have found the opening, at least the opening to go ahead and contest. Nice nade there is going to weaken Arsenace as well. And there you go. They crack through. They're going to get the final 20 seconds, and we're going to have nearly a tie game here heading to our final hard point.
Yeah, that was just a very good job by Looney and TJ to break through the front. That's what's interesting about Winery and parking lot. We always talk about spawn control and how important it is, but if you get a couple of solid nades, if that enemy team isn't pushed out those front cuts, you can put that pressure in. You can flood that hill. But we're going to head over to the lookout post. I believe Silly, he still has streaks to work with. So I imagine if Rise Nation break on in, he's going to call in that fighter pilot.
Now, you talked about the fact that you don't think there'll be a lot of upsets here. You favor Rise pretty heavily. What's the biggest advantage you think for Rise over a team like eUNITED?
I mean, just how consistent they've been in every single game type, right? You heard Chance talking about on the desk. It's like, okay, if they lose a game 1, you look at that game number 2 and game number 3 for them to bounce right back in it. They're just so good at all those game types. Again, we've seen eUNITED, though. They beat them 3-0. They have the opportunity, you know, and the skill to upset a team like Rise, but they have to do it throughout a 5-game series.
Well, they're doing it so far in game 1. Can they keep it going throughout the remainder of this map? Right now, 82-58 in favor of eUNITED. Nobody in the hard point right now for these final 10 or so seconds. There's a one-on-one that goes down. Silly's able to win that over Gunless, so they should get the scrap time. And now we'll get into our second set of rotations. RC tries to get away from his own nade, but unfortunately runs into the PPSH of Looney.
Now, typically when you and I cast these big games, right, it's pretty close early on. This is when the turning point happens. Can eUNITED have a great second half? Pretty low scoring first half to say, but we're back in the restaurant. Rise, they have a great setup. If they're able to get some streaks, this is where they can really turn the game around. But there you go. You have Clayster and Pristine able to break down in. Restaurant over to eUNITED.
This is where the damage was done early, right? You get almost 40 points on the board for eUNITED in the first hard point. They've carried that advantage throughout the first set of rotations, and they're putting on a lot of time here. 30 seconds remaining inside. It's all blue there on the objective. Nice hold in Restaurant again. They've absolutely dominated Rise Nation on this particular hardpoint. And you got to think about the fact, if this is going to be an early setup for Winery, you have those streaks on Silly still. Is that maybe where we see those come in, Joe?
I think so. At least a glide bomb. Maybe hang on to that fighter pilot. I feel like that fighter pilot is so strong for the second set of hills as we go over towards that parking lot and that lookout post. But yeah, Rise Nation, they're going to give up this time. Great, a 50-point lead now. This is the largest lead for eUNITED. Here we go. Fighter pilot in towards that Winery. You can see what eUNITED is trying to do. They're trying to break the back. Where does he call this in? He's only going to be able to call Gunless. That's a bit of a questionable angle right there. That was weird.
Well, it doesn't work out. It gets him 1 kill, and now the ammo push is going to come in. Pristini's able to win 1. His brother gets a second, so this might be the break. You have a 4-on-2 right now. Methods is going to have to try and hold inside with Looney. Both they're going to drop streaks now on Arsenace.
Yeah, there we go. Great job by Arsenace to pinch. These are the big kills, though. See, here comes that Rise push. They have to be able to break out towards the front. Clayster, he's going to get in position to do so. If he's able to find a couple, that allows them to get control. But there's Rise Nation once again, just breaking on in. Nice shots right there from Pristini. He's on a force free.
And Pristini might be able to get some streaks here as well. Sees Gunless in the front. Shots a little shaky, but able to pick it up. He shuts down Gunless after he tacks on a couple of kills with the grenades. Streak up to 5. Pristini's 18 and 17. And this will be a big rotation here, because where is he going to find that next kill in rotation to third and maybe tack on some extra streaks to this? eUNITED at 149-86. They've been in control since the opening hardpoint, Joe.
Yeah, they really have, and they've just held on to this lead. Now this is a big play, right? You're going to call in those streaks. You have to make these worthwhile. Not able to find anyone, though. You have one player, that's Clayster, trying to push up that dirt road. Might find a great timing. Looks like he does. Silly follows him up. This is a big opportunity for eUNITED to really break out that lead.
Well, Rise is spawning deep. They've got advantage here. The grenades are going to connect to get a bayonet kill on Methods as well, and Looney adds a couple. They're inside now, looking to hold. Gunless has got the front, the push coming over the B side. He's able to find the second. Kills going back and forth, but Looney in position, ready and waiting. A perfect hold gets him right back into the game after trailing by nearly 70 points or so.
Yeah, it definitely does. There's about 22 seconds left. And it looks like TJ's going to start head over towards Lookout Post. You have Gunless and Looney able to find a couple of kills. And just like you said, it'll put them at about 134. So it'll be about a 21-point difference as we head out to Lookout Post. But the big thing with eUNITED is they still do have a couple of streaks to work with.
They've got the streaks, and for Rise Nation, they've yet to pick up any, right? They haven't been able to get any big streaks going, get the fighter pilot, get the glide bomb to help them break some of these hard points. And we know on a map like this, where you have a couple of money hills, how crucial those can be. You think Rise, I mean, if they're going to take this game and bring the comeback, do they need to get the streaks involved? Are they all right just doing a gun up?
I think they'll be all right, but that's what you need. You need plays like that out of Looney, and then I think there's going to be a big rotation over to Restaurant. That's what eUNITED has been so darn good at. That's really where that separation is.
Absolutely.
It comes from Restaurant, but they have a solid setup right now at Lookout Post. Typically, you see a lot of contest-heavy play here, but again, eUNITED holding strong. There comes Looney and Gunless. Gunless able to find two. That breaks things wide open.
Rise now inside. Looking to hold the remaining time here. This will bring it to a very, very even match between these two top North American squads. But like you said, Restaurant is where the big separation has come in. It's been utterly dominated. We also mentioned haven't been any streaks on Rise Nation yet. Look at the bottom right now for Gunless.
And I think one thing we should point out is you have Methods at +8, you have Gunless at +4, Looney's +1. I mean, eUNITED's getting outslayed, but they still have that lead. And St. Marie's one where this typically happens, right? It's one where we see TK, they used to be able to do it all the time.
Can Rise take control here? This is big. This is big. This is going to be for streaks for Gunless. Oh, very, very close to getting turned on there by Pristini, but he is able to pick it up, and now is a glide bomb and fighter pilot to work with before getting picked out of the window. But while he gets those streaks, Restaurant, it has been blue on the minimap for basically every second of this game.
It definitely has. And if you're Raj, you can't give up these 30 seconds. You obviously focused on winery and those spawns, but 30 seconds, that'll put eUNITED at about 230, and they still have, a glide bomb right there.
What do you think it is? What has eUNITED been doing so well at Restaurant where that's where they've been finding so much success at? A hard point that's usually at least fairly contested.
It just feels like they're getting kills consecutively. Like there's usually no trades. It's usually a couple of guys going on streaks. Like you have Pristini right now. He's on a 3 spree. He's working on some streaks. Glide bomb called in from eUNITED. They're going to be at about 220. So Rise Nation did hold them off a little bit, but big kills going down by Gunless. He's able to find 3, make that all 4 down.
Oh my God. And
but look at that player, Looney, he was so spawned out that he spawned ammo. Methods isn't going to expect this. He's not able to find one.
Looney spawns deep. Gunless comes up with the big kills, which is going to give him a chance here. Now you've got 2 streaks that have been invested by eUNITED to try and get through. 2 glide bombs come in. Now a counter glide bomb coming in from Rise Nation. That's not able to contest, but they're still holding the backside of Grandma's right now. 2 players stuck inside right now for eUNITED. Can they push through? The kill feed all red right now. Pristini able to get it, but quickly traded out there by Looney.
There we go. You have to hold the front. You see what Methods just did. He's able to find the one on the pinch. It's exactly what you need to do. Gunless trying to push out. Doesn't want that pressure. And well, that might be a great opening for eUNITED. Methods, he's trying to rotate. These are big kills right here. There's just one player for eUNITED left. It is Clayster. Not able to hold it. So this 14 will go the way of Rise, but look at that mini-map. There's a couple of Rise players.
This is big.
This is a huge play right here. You can see all 4 of eUNITED are headed towards that parking lot. Number 2, Pristini. Can he find the first? He does. That's a huge kill on the Looney.
Methods trades it out, but he now doesn't have an SMG to work with.
Oh, they all switched him out as well. I love that play. They saw the glide bomb come in.
What a play from eUNITED, and that's going to be huge in allowing them to continue to hold this here over the 225 mark. Now eUNITED 20 points away from taking this game 1, and what would be a huge upset.
Rise needs to go. They have to go, Maven.
Rise trying to get in. They don't have a lot of time to work with. There's only one player here
left. This will be the last player. I think that's it.
It's just on Looney. Looney's got to get it done. He's able to find the opening kill. He knows he has to get in, but there's the AR in the back. It's Arcades. The final ticks are here. The upset is on, and eUNITED strike first to kick off the Stage 1 playoffs.
What a beautiful game number 1 from them. They have the ability to do it again at Birmingham. They 3-0'd Rise, so they are so confident against this team. Again, these are Atlanta champions. Rise, you've been waiting for them to bounce back, but as we said, that Restaurant control from eUNITED, that just broke the game wide open.
And this is different. This is not like a major open tournament where you come in and you have pool play, and if you have a bit of a slow start, sometimes you can bounce back and survive. Yes, it is double elimination, but so much more pressure in every series. It's just like starting in the championship bracket. So if you come in, you can't afford to just lose one series. It's like, oh guys, we're gonna bounce back. This is huge. Now, I want to talk about, you've been you're a pro player forever, and you've been an underdog at times, I'm sure. When you come in as an underdog, how crucial is just coming in and taking that first map?
There is no pressure on you whatsoever, right? That feels so darn good, especially at Hardpoint. We know that's one where eUNITED has struggled back and forth. St. Marie, though, I believe was their pick, right? So that is one where if you're Rise Nation, you just have to win this search and destroy, get yourself back into the series. But for confidence sake, that's huge for them. Again, they're a team. The last week of Pro League, they looked like a crazy different team. Then you go to Birmingham and you place top 16. You're like, all right, like what is this team? Like, how consistent can they be? This is their opportunity to turn around now.
I think one big takeaway, Joe, we know Pristini has been in his own head a bit. He's been criticized by fans. He's been critical of himself. He lost it a little bit, just kind of that mental strength that you need to have. But you saw the tweets after Birmingham. He's like, I'm back. I feel good. And I think that's a massive takeaway for this eUNITED team, where they were lacking some of that slaying power from the SMG role. If Pristini's going to play well, you feel like they absolutely can beat anyone, and you saw it there in map 1.
And how important have SMGs been in this game so far, right? It's been about the talk of really World War II. You have to have a strong SMG presence because we have maps where you have 3 submachine guns like you did just there on St. Marie Dumont. So that is a big note to take. And then still Arstees, ever since they made that switch to him being that flex player, go back to main AR. That's been a key, to eUNITED.
And it's worth mentioning, you have Pristini coming out with a ton of confidence after Birmingham, despite the fact they got top 16. Just you can see it from his tweets, really, in demeanor. But then on the other side of things, TJ Haley did not have a good event, and he was very frustrated. Looney talked about on Hot Mic how tilted he was early in the event. So, yes, he said if they come out and win the event, they think TJ Haley is going to be the MVP for them. But it almost, I know this isn't the only factor, but if Pristini outplays TJ Haley in this series, eUNITED wins it.
Yeah.
I know that's not everything, but if he does, TJ Haley's been a superstar. If you talk about his play in the divisions, the play he had in the run for them to win CWL Atlanta, they need him in a big way. And also, your flex player and gunless, Looney there, closest to the camera, those submachine guns have got to be dominant. And that's where you think they'd have the big edge over eUNITED, but that was not the case there.
Well, I didn't see the final scoreboard, but
they did have more kills. Yeah.
I don't know if the outslaying stayed that way, but they were outslaying eUNITED for most of that game, but eUNITED, the hills that they focused on, they were able to get a ton of time. But the big thing for me for Rise, right, is you win an event, and we always talk about how teams that win an event, and then they have a couple events, in the next 3 weeks, like how important that is because they can win all 3, right? The confidence is so high. But after Birmingham, where they do get top 3, but we expected them to win that event because Atlanta was so close, and now maybe they're a little frustrated. Things aren't the way they could be, and if you lose this first match, that's a scary one for them.
But you think it would affect eUNITED more coming off a top 16 finish. You think they'd be the ones that, playing a week ago, obviously a disappointing result. They lose to Cyclone, which is the reason they're not winners bracket final. Cyclone being, kind of a tier 3 European team, not someone they expected to lose to. After you got that hot 3-0 over Rise and things fall apart, I guess you maybe expect them not to come up that fire, but how can you doubt a team that has Clayster on it?
They've had so many ups and downs.
Yeah, right.
It's like, they're not going to make playoffs. They go perfect in the final week. They make playoffs. Here they are. But yeah, if you're just joining us, eUNITED able to take the first one, 250 to 206. We will go back to St. Marie Dumont. And one thing to note was when we talked about Rise, especially in the Pro League, you saw, TJ, his S&D KD and how high it is. These were the 2 maps that we really focused on with St. Marie Dumont and London Docks. He can take over a game.
Rise Nation is the best search team in the game. That has been a thing kind of since shortly after this team formed. They're very good in search. We talked about it on Hot Mic. This is a game where I've not always agreed with the sentiment of S&D win championships. I'm more of hardpoints 1 and 4. You got to be a strong hardpoint team. But in this particular title, with all the game 5s we've seen, it's sort of true, man. You've got to be dominant in search, and this is where Rise Nation have to answer back. Or can eUNITED once again put Rise into a 2-0 hole? We'll kick it off on offense with Rise Nation. They've got a lot of nades out right now. You see that exponentiary class for Methods. There's a quick fight that comes in, and Clayster able to catch him. You gotta love that. The airborne class out from Clay, but Gunless quickly answers with 2 of his own.
I was gonna say, you have to love that, though. You get that first blood, you have to back down. Now it's a 1v3 for Arstees. They heard that snipe go off. They're just gonna plant the bomb. You see TJ and Looney, they're not gonna peek this. There's no reason to. Bomb goes down, double peek it.
Okay.
What a round that started so well for eUNITED, and well, Gunless responds with 2 of his own.
Big play from Gunless. We know the difference maker he has been in, well, every game mode, but Search and Destroy specifically. I mean, you have him on one side, you have TJ as well, who's been a superstar in Search, and then on the other end, I mean, the big standout, I know Clay has been consistent in the mode, but Arcides has been a beast. Sometimes Arcides has had to be. Like, if Arcides isn't dropping double digits or even dropping like 17 some games, they're not finding victories in this mode.
Yeah, one thing at the start of this round, I'd love to go to TJ's point of view if we can. There we go. So this is what he loves to do. He runs an airborne AR, and just look at this position that he gets in with this STG. A lot of the times he loves to go to that top restaurant, but he's getting so much information. A lot of nades by B from eUNITED, but Rise, they're going to get inside there and notice something's up. So Gunless and TJ, this round's on them. But there's a cross. Smoke, great smoke from eUNITED, but Gunless is able to find Silly.
He gets naded out, though, almost immediately afterwards. And you love to see that. Like, you see the early positioning from TJ, but how effective that smoke is. You know, he's not able to help Gunless. Thankfully for Rise, Gunless was at least able to get an opening kill, but now TJ has been pushed out by Pristini. And you've got a 3 versus 2 advantage right now for eUNITED. Can they get this bomb planted? Nice trade there from Clay, because Looney gets that kill and gets away with his life. Things get hairy.
Yeah, but this opens up a lane for Methods. Can he find Clay? Ooh. No, nice shots by Clay.
Clay shooting well.
Yeah, and he's just, put that bomb down. Knows Methods has to back down. You'd see Pristini. He talked about his confidence. Well, his ability to just, peek out and find TJ. That helps. Nice shots on the Clay. 1 versus 1 now. A lot of time to work with on both ends. Will Method see him? Doesn't look like it.
Pristini finds the kill. They win the 2v1. Nice job answering back from eUNITED. We'll see the shots here, the final POV. Nice kill on the cross. I mean, he gets away, he hits that cross, things become interesting, but he's able to clean up the kill.
I think the big kill right there was on Looney. He's top restaurant,
yeah.
And they double peek him, and they get that trade. If he stays alive, then it's a 2 versus 2. Things are a lot different, but they force that, Methods into that 1v2. They trade effectively. Good round from eUNITED. You love that smoke towards that middle cut, blocks off that angle on for
TJ doesn't have a chance to help, right? Yep. You see he's just spraying through, hoping he connects. I think he might have got a hit marker, but obviously can't really bail out Gunless. Let's see who can get control here on the B side. Clayster once again hits it very fast. This time, Gunless going to be ready and waiting. 3v2 advantage again here for eUNITED, and they've got control of the B side on defense.
And you can tell that eUNITED has done their homework. They know that Rise Nation loves to hit that B site, so they just meet them halfway. They meet them in that street. The first defensive round for them doesn't go their way. Gunless is able to find a couple. Well, but this one, they trade effectively.
I mean, Gunless obviously gets the kill. It seems they're a little bit more ready for it, but it still doesn't go their way. How do you maybe change things up for Rise Nation if you know that aggression's coming?
You're going to have to switch it up and go towards A, or at least slow that B push down. Just slow it down, wait for them to push, go to the top of your building, just try to find that push. But
so just kind of let them get B control and play behind it?
Yeah.
All right, well, Pristini's still alive, and he has 3 kills in a row. Method's peeking the window. Silly's got the cover here behind the table. They're starting to push through. Looney's going to have an engagement more than likely. He hears the shots from Pristini. Pristini's able to get the kill, and he gets away with his life. 4 in a row now for Pristini. He's getting dangerously close to streaks here, and now it's a 1v3 for Looney. Bomb is down, nowhere to go. Silly's still in position, and another round to eUNITED.
Yeah, so Rise Nation will have to make some adjustments right there. Silly was the big difference maker. He ended up pushing with Claystar and Pristini right there. He gets that trade on to Gunless. Gunless was that key guy that really stopped that push last round.
Silly with the final kill, and we know what a big part of this team he is. When he plays well, him and Pristini, and when they're consistent, we know the objective work gets done by Silly. He's going to typically carry your bomb. He's going to get a lot of hard point time. We know the dirty work that he does, but he also needs to have that slaying power, and when he does, they are even more dangerous. But I like that we're starting here with Pristini as he's working towards streaks. You see he has that armored class, so he can get through that stun, and he's gotten into position here early. That nade's going to go way by him. Saw Methods for a second, but he has gotten to turret here. For the tower.
Yeah, there's TJ though. Nades are in. They're able to find that bomb planter. That was Silly. Looney needs to stay alive. There we go.
This is good. This one works out. This one works out as long as he can survive. Let's get the plant down. Now you're just a kill away from these streaks. We know a 3v4 situation very doable on this B site.
It definitely is, but that's a big kill on the flank. Clay able to stay alive. But now Rise will know that they're a man down inside the site. They're going to start that. They're trading right there. Able to find Pristini. The Methods, Gunless, find those kills.
That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Yeah, just the player to fly across. You see the reticle go from Pristini as he tries to drag across. The second player that comes out. Nice little bait and switch there. And not only do you get the round victory and you get the break, I mean, it's not the, I know you have man advantage, but still not the easiest break on that site. We've seen people hold in that position many times, but also you cut Pristini down very, very close to streaks. That's massive for Rise.
Well, right? It's just as soon as Clay gets hit, they know there can only be 2 players in that site, so they just try to trade that effectively. The other guy was outside of it. at the front of ammo, trying to watch that cross the bomb. But a great job by Rise, a great retake. And that's what you talk about Methods and TJ when they push towards that top restaurant. They're so hard to stop. And well, Rise, no adjustments are made. They're going to try and hit that B site once again, but Silly's there.
Yeah, it's two players got to tower. You saw so many nades in. You didn't think they'd be able to get in that position, but maybe the counter nades coming in from Arcity slow down Rise Nation enough that Looney is going to get picked first. They've transitioned now to mid-street. The player watching A is going to be Clayster. We'll hop to his POV. There's likely going to be pressure coming to him soon. He's holding it close at green. Can he at least get one kill before he drops? There's the peek.
Oof. Yeah, one player's pushed up as well. That's TJ, but, well, Clay wins that gunfight. You have RC's top as well.
Good help from RC. So.
Yep.
And now that you have that cross there, Clayster feeling a whole lot better about his position. He can't drop the gunless. There's no more nades, it looks like, on the part of Rise Nation, so they can't pick him. He knows he's getting chased. He at least gets around the edge there. Kind of brings him into RC's reticle at least, right?
Yeah, gunless tries to chase that and trade that one out, but as you said, he has to jump behind that tower, and RC's was able to see it. So far, so good for eUNITED on their defense. It's been pretty awesome to watch. But Method still in a 1 versus 2. Nice shots right there, but only has 17 seconds to work with. Very close to streaks.
Exactly. Just worry about these streaks right now.
You'd love to find one more. Can he find Silly or Pristini?
Well, they've got to know he's close. Looks like they're just playing their lives as well. All right, so it's going to be 3-2 advantage now for eUNITED. Like you said, their defenses look very strong. What have you liked about the defense in particular here from eUNITED?
Well, they've just shut down the B hit of Rise. That's been Rise's go-to from, event to event. They've always forced their way onto that site. So Rise are going to have to try and switch some things up. Maybe try to take control of that restaurant building or go towards that A site off the start, but they haven't really adjusted from that.
Let's see if Rise can bounce back. It is going to be an airborne AR class yet again from TJ. Just flying on mid, getting into top red. Looney, I think he hears the pressure coming from mid. He's going to back it up. He's going to get the angle. Can't win the gunfight. Another first blood here for Pristini. Gunless looking to trade it out, but he gets answered by Arcides. Another 3v2 advantage for eUNITED. Make it 3-on-1. Methods once again left by his lonesome in a 1v3, and he's still working on his streaks. He definitely wants to kill. Nice shots there. He's at least able to get the streaks, but you're going to be down 4-2. eUNITED, keep rolling.
And again, you just have to talk about the research they've done. Rise Nation, that's their go-to defensive strategy where they have 2 top restaurant, one towards that A site and one towards that B site, and that's what they love to work off of. They love to work off restaurant, right? Those, especially TJ up top. But instead, they send 2 middle street. They're able to catch one guy, and that just causes a rotation. It was on Looney. As soon as that gunfight goes down, Looney has to win that one.
Do you think this could be a scenario in which, Rise come into this series thinking they're the heavy favorite, maybe they don't do as much homework, and eUNITED comes in a little bit more prepped?
Well, there's probably a lot more on Rise Nation, right? Especially in those tough games. We haven't really seen the pressure be on eUNITED. You can look at some elimination matches, but there we go. Finally, they find that first blood onto that B site. Methods doesn't have to invest in those streaks, but Silly's still in there. He's going to have help from Pristini as well.
Rise still very much alive in this game, but a big deficit right now. This offense when behind the first blood.
Oh, it's Pristini, be able to find a great timing. Now Looney's watching it still. That's a great job by him. Great discipline. There we go. They're able to find that. Never mind, that was the last kill.
Yeah, I was going to say, where did that assist come from? A little delayed. But you like Pristini, and he keeps peeking just to get that information to know if Rise are still in position. Now Arcides is watching the cross. We have a grenade on Arcides still. So if he gets a couple shots into that bomb carrier on the cross, he can finish him from top red.
Rise has to be careful. There's only 30 seconds. Gunless peeks it. There goes Looney. Oh, Looney catches a great time. So those bullets that you were talking about don't weaken him. The nade doesn't even hit him.
Nade goes a little bit deep, so not able to get the cross. So now Rise in very good position here with a 4v3 advantage and bomb planted today. Just can't make mistakes here. Can't get picked one by one, and the round's going to go to them. Speaking of it, though, Silly is able to get it. Is traded out immediately, though. Methods is going to have another one-on-one here with Silly. We'll make it a 2-on-1. He's got Gunless as well. They're both holding either sides of this cross.
How is Silly still alive?
He's just laying behind it. Like, let me see another second of this round, please. He's pinched from everywhere right now. He decides to push through. Next one on Arcides. He's able to get a couple of kills. It's going to be a 1-on-1. 14 seconds out to work with. He spotted Looney. He's going to have to hit perfect shots here. Running out of time. Nothing he can do. Looney just toying with him. Round to Rise Nation, and one step closer to tying this up at 4-4. But what a big round there. You get the victory, and you don't have to invest the streaks behind Methods.
Yeah, that's it, right? Methods still has those streaks. Arcides is working on some. I believe he's up to 400 points, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But let's see what Rise does. I imagine they give up that B site, they control restaurant, and then when they have to, try to use that streak to retake a bomb site.
And that's almost those like are some of those clutches we've seen RCs pull off, right? Those insane.
Yeah, those second set of shots were ridiculous that he hit.
There's a little snap.
But you do have Mountain on as well.
That's true. So maybe the streaks won't provide a kill or a whole lot of intel here. That's going to be a big part of this comeback from Rise. And there's the first blood. Method's taking off the board, so there's no streaks to use here, Joe.
Yeah, TJ's trying to get into position to watch this cross, but those eUNITED players, they're going to go on in. RC is able to find Gunless. Nade comes in from TJ. He's able to get a hit marker. Looney now pushing in. Able to find one. Oh, Looney, he's getting shot. The bomb's still being planted. Silly's behind it. There we go, able to find him. TJ, the last member alive, up top. They'd love to give this to Arcades. Yeah, give it to Arcades. He may have streaks. He may be very close to a set of streaks.
That got dangerous for a second there. I think TJ eliminating everybody outside of the final player, but we'll check Arcades at the start of the round to see if he was able to pick up a couple of streaks to work with here in the next round. And then, you got to think, if you're United, you don't want RCs to get picked early. On Rise, you don't want Methods to get picked early. If you're Rise, you got to start thinking about using these streaks, right?
You have to. You have to invest in
It's 5-3. You got to. You don't want this to end 6-3 and you never get those streak use. So we've seen it happen to other teams. You got to make it work behind that. Oh, not yet. Not yet.
Yeah, he's 25 points away. He does have 2 nades, though. He does have a stun and a nade because he's rocking Expeditionary. Just watching the cross, and yeah, you can see Rise Nation, they're playing very far back. They're going to try and use that streak on Methods. See if they can find something. Well, Gunless finds Pristini. That's a first blood for them.
What a big round. What a huge map right now. eUNITED, the underdogs, turmoil all year, and they are a round away from a 2-0 advantage in this best of 5 over what many consider the best team in the game, and that's a big part of it. Gunless has 3. He's looking for the ace. Clayster's going to go ahead and fly in, but Gunless is going to get the plant. He's going to get closer to streaks, and Clayster in a very tough spot, but he did get 1, tags a second, but not able to finish it, and Rise live to see another round behind the Gunless takeover.
He's able to find that first blood and then finds 2 more. Yeah.
Dude, there's been a couple times I can think of him like on the B site where he is just, he's pulled a couple aces in positions like that where he is just snapping all across the map to make the plays. Such a talented player and going up against his former teammates. You got to think this has got to mean a lot to him. The first time they play again, they get 3-0 to Birmingham.
And RC's didn't get streaks, right? So they shut him down before that. So that's a great job by Rise Nation. They're still alive. They still have streaks, but look at this push from eUNITED. And
you got to win that gunfight if you're TJ. But again, it's Pristini. The first blood comes through, but Looney answers in a one-on-one of his own. These one-on-one gunfights becoming more and more tension-filled as we get near this round 11. Grenades in. Gunless able to get away. Fighter pilot comes on through. He is able to pick up a player with Mountain. Clayster's going to drop. It's looking like a round 11 right now.
I'm actually really surprised that RC's, just sort of pushed up towards that middle of the street, and trades that. Or makes it a 3 versus 3. I would have loved him to just stay alive and then push either an A or a B bomb site, but makes it a 3v3. Then Methods calls in that streak. It's always great to still have those. 3v2, bomb's going to go down towards this B site. You have Silly and Pristini. Can they close this game out?
So we talk about this site and how you can hold it in 3v4 situations. How much more difficult, though, is it with 2 players in a spot like this?
It's tough, right? Because Silly's playing a 50-50. You have one guy top restaurant, so Silly's just watching, the enemy side. But if there was to be a flank, they would catch Silly. I mean, he is prone in a good spot. Glide bomb come in. Is he going to see Silly? Doesn't look like it. He's still alive. Where's the trade, though? There we go. The trade has to be in. Gunless, though, he's able to find Pristini.
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Rise have got to take this round to push it to a final one.
Gunless.
Silly able to win it. 1 player left. It's going to be Methods. He's got to go for it. This is all for eUNITED. It's halfway there. It's halfway there. He saw his feet. There's the kill in eUNITED. They're up 2-0. Silly with the clutch. And eUNITED, the underdogs, in control of this series, Joe. And you can see the look of disbelief, frustration right now on your Atlanta champions. Woo!
I don't know what they were doing in that. They have that 1 versus 2. They know Silly, he got Looney, right? They know where he's at, and they're not able to spot him, and Gunless just goes up top by himself. You have to get together there. If both of you go to that bomb site, one of you hops on the defuse. It's just an easy trade. The guy has to pop out, but I mean, Gunless gives up that kill, and then he just has to play time. There was just 11 seconds left.
5 maps in a row. eUNITED have taken off of this Rise Nation team. I don't know if you'd say Rise were the heavy favorites coming in. We've said any team could win. LG's coming off a victory, but Rise right now on the brinks of a very early entrance into the losers bracket. It has been all eUNITED, a season filled with turmoil, you know, in life, within the roster. But they're looking for the upset. Guys, it all comes down to this CTF. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the $500,000 Stage 1 playoffs. We've got the 8 best teams in the world. And right now, what many consider to be the top team in the world, Rise Nation, on the brink of a very, very early visit to the losers bracket. You got to think if you're LG and Red watching this right now, you're thinking, oh god, loser. We got to play Rise.
That sucks.
Yeah. And not that eUNITED are any slouches. Don't get me wrong. You're seeing that in this series, but I would not want to think, oh, I'm losing and then playing Rise. That's just not something I want in the cards. But let's talk less about what maybe is going wrong for Rise and what's working right now for eUNITED. Like this has been brilliant thus far. You 2-0 in control of the series.
You could just tell they've done their research. It's plain and simple. Like there was just so many of those rounds where Rise, they did their default strategies and eUNITED just perfectly countered them. I mean, the one good thing for Rise is you did have some streaks on methods, but they weren't able to use them too effectively. You did find one with that fighter pilot, but that big play was by Silly, that clutch round. I mean, that's just what you need. You need everybody contributing. When, you know, Silly's able to clutch that 1 versus 2 with 20 seconds left on that bomb, that gives them a round. And what, you go into a round 11 where Method still has one streak, like things should have got very dangerous.
You see there at the bottom, CWL Seattle Pass is available now. That's our next major. We've got our first mini break, like 10 days, and then we're headed right to another $200,000 major. But before we get there, we got to decide our best team from Stage 1, the best team at the halfway mark in our CWL 2018 season. And right now, with our first best of 5, it has been a doozy. Can Rise Nation answer back, push this the distance? The thing we always talk about with this team, they have a very wide map pool. They're very good at every single game mode. Surely not yet again in back-to-back series against eUNITED, they're going to drop a hard point, an S&D, a CTF in succession.
Yeah, we always talk about teams like this, like a team like Rise Nation or a team like Optic Gaming or LG. You go up 2-0, close them out, right? Get them out of here. You don't want to go to a game 4 where Rise Nation, they can really turn things around. Then you're at a game 5 and the pressure's on. Close it out right here. Gunless, though, he's trying to send it to a game number 4. Our season TJ, they're able to trade some kills back and forth. TJ, the last one here. Season 8 come out, able to find Pristine, but Silly's there to trade that kill.
And nobody there to follow it up. There's always been one more man remaining here from eUNITED to hold this defense. Some nice shots there out of Clay to pick Looney off the box. That's going to open up maybe some pressure from them. They still have to deal with Methods, who's at mid-map. You see him on X-Ray starting to apply pressure. He's going to come up behind Clay. Is the bayonet going to connect? Ooh, almost doesn't need it. Just goes with the hip fire, but the headshot there from the machine pistol. And then another headshot from the PPSH is going to put Methods now in control of eUNITED's building. Now the swarm coming in.
Yeah, Rise Nation, they're pretty spread out. It's a big kill right there by Pristine on the TJ, but here comes Looney and crew. Methods also pushing up. The guys on eUNITED trying to stay alive. You talked about how there's always been one more eUNITED player left. We'll see if they're able to hold once again. And yes, Pristine finds 2.
Looney did everything he could, man. Picks up 3 kills there, but they fall a little bit short.
Yeah, you have Silly and the rest of eUNITED pushing up, but one player did sneak through. That's TJ. If he finds Clayster, he's not going to shoot just yet. There's a Yo behind him. He's able to see a couple, finds one on Silly. He's going to go pull that flag right away. So now the guys on eUNITED, they're a bit of a sticky situation. They're going to get pinched right now. That player has to stay alive. Number 7, that's Arcides. Can he find any kills? Because TJ, he should be able to get this flag out. And just like that, there's just one guy left. That's Pristine. He's going to have to make that clutch play.
Pristine, how does he play it? Can he catch him? He might be able to catch him. There's both kills. Pristine gets them both, gets the return, gets streaks, gets the touch. He'll lose the final 1v1, but the damage has been done. eUNITED making the plays, and I want to go directly intro and Astro listen in here with eUNITED.
Go ahead.
I'm shaking.
Oh, he could be right. I'm backing up.
He's back right pipes. He's in pipes. You're good. Those guys in their pipes.
Anybody close to streaks?
There's 20 in the back right. There's 20 back right. There's one back right.
Alright, I got flag. Go push up. Capping flag in 3 seconds. Let's fucking go, boys. Red pillar. Dead. Fucking go, boys.
I'm at their bottom circle.
Looney and TJ, let's do it.
I can shoot again.
You can go for it if you want.
I'm shaking.
Hold pipes. I'm at pipes. Alright, I'm here. Pipes with you, Justin. Let's challenge it.
You're in the bottom circle dead. Last 2 bottom lobby. Bottom lobby. Back door.
TJ bottom lobby. We're good.
Watch out. Back to circle. All they kill was pipes.
Alright, I'm packing up.
Yo, don't let him know you have these. Go inside.
I'm
going circle. I went outskirts.
Pushing
I'm kind
pipes.
of late on circle. He could be.
There's one
He's
back
pushed
right.
up. He's small.
I'm outskirts.
Small?
You
say R small?
Yeah.
I can help you.
I got him.
Justin.
He's bottom lobby. I'm absolute.
I got by pipes, I think, yo. There's 2 in their base. One's to their back door.
One's on their top lobby.
Let's go. I'll get it.
Big win. Nice. TJ and Looney, last 2.
Guys, trench.
Let's get lobby. Let's go with lobby. Looney, we're missing Methods.
I'm playing live.
I'm going middle.
You went out there back. Nice, good job. Let's go. I can border if you want.
Methods last kid. Methods last kid. We're missing Methods.
I'm holding bottom lobby. Get circle.
So you don't want me to streak?
Outskirts. Do it. Fucking do it, dude. I'm looking outskirts. I don't see him. Yeah. Have your back.
Inside.
He's on me, circles.
He's weak. Go go.
Go,
Let's go,
go,
two.
go,
Let's
go,
surge.
go,
Everyone
go,
Go,
surge.
circle, pocket,
Surge. Pull it. One of y'all pull it. One of y'all pull it.
He's on the base, let's go.
Go.
Go fast.
Pull circle. Come on.
Method just one. We gotta get cut.
I'm streaking.
Go.
Let's get there. Oh, yeah, pipes. One outskirts, one in pipes. One outskirts, one in pipes. I'll kill outskirts.
Pipes leak. Let's go.
Got outskirts. One pipes. Big win pipes. Huge one out lobby. In our lobby dead.
Nice.
Let's get it.
Let's go, TJ. Let's run it back right.
I got streaks.
Let's go, baby.
I'm going for repull.
Chop and go. Look at our circle.
Yo, he's at our boxes.
I'm pulling in middle.
Boxes on me.
He's our box.
eUNITED now 5 minutes away from the hot 3-0. They're up 2-0 in this CTF. It's been all eUNITED, but now you're 4 down, and finally signs of life here from Rise Nation in the closing seconds. How big is that for Rise?
That's huge. You're going on a great story about eUNITED.
Yeah, right.
3 go down. TJ pulls that flag, wins in 1 versus 1. There's just one guy left in the middle. And for the first couple of minutes, it was Rise Nation just pouring the pressure on, and the guys on eUNITED clutched up, played great defense. But then after that, eUNITED just got a couple set of streaks. They really put the pressure on Rise, and Rise was just stuck in their base.
5 minutes away. Now remember, folks, this is not single elimination. The loser of this will drop into the lower bracket, but there's only 8 teams here.
They're all real good.
Yes. It's not like an open tournament, where you drop into losers. You got a couple maybe freebies to get you going if you're a top team. That does not exist here. Let's get into opening of the second half. Nice shots there from Methods to put the Tides into the favor of Rise Nation early.
Yeah, this is exactly how it started on that first half. They just put that pressure on, but RC's is able to find 2, make it 3. The Twins right there just cleaning up, and they still have some streaks to work with.
They have a ton. That's the big
Yeah,
thing.
they're calling some in. He's not even calling them in. They have so many streaks. They're putting the pressure on Looney. He takes a lot of bullets, just came off spawn, but 3 go down. Last player left, TJ. What can he do? Flag gets pulled to the back.
They pulled away from it. RC is waiting
That's
here.
a nice shot right there, but there's a trade from Pristini.
Is he out? Is he out?
It looks like he is. Looney, I don't think he's going to be able to chase him. Oh, just gets him.
Just able to get him. The shots come in. Clayster had to hold it for maybe another second. There comes the return, and that's big from Rise Nation. You survive a streak. You don't allow that big cap to come in that adds kind of the 2-score differential. You're still within striking distance right now. Rise battling for their lives here in a series where maybe they didn't expect to do so.
Oh, I definitely did. I was going to say, if that third flag goes in, I almost feel like the game's over, right?
With all those streaks.
So many streaks to work with. Rise, it would take so many attacking opportunities to put some scores on the board, but they're still only down 1. There's still streaks on RCs, but really, if you look at that scoreboard, guys like Looney, guys like Gunless, they're not having the best of games. eUNITED really shutting them down.
They have got to turn it around, and they don't have a lot of time to do so. TJ starting to push outside. Once again, Clayster able to win the gunfight. Clayster at 14-10. He's on a 3 streak. They've had Rise Nation on the back foot for what seems the entirety of this game. Outside of that kind of last breath moment there in the first half, where Rise Nation was finally able to get on the board.
Yeah, you talked about Pristini, how confident he was coming in this weekend. Well, he's 19-14. 3 go down. Gunless, the last guy left, almost finds his second, but that's going to be the flag away. This could be another cap for eUNITED.
This is a cap. They got 4 down in such quick succession.
You
should be out. You should be out. He's able to get to the edge, and R-City picks it up. You've got 2 more players at mid-map. There is what could be the dagger in the first best of 5. More streaks for eUNITED. Clayster puts home the 3rd score.
This is just what they're going to do. They're going to keep crawling in these streaks. They know Rise can't defend their base. Pristini, he's able to find 1. RC's with another, and the pressure's on. Flag away once again. Yeah, both flags away. Clutch kills. Nice shots right there from Silly.
Not ready for the second one, but it doesn't matter. They've got a flag out.
They have him pinched. I mean, that guy just spawns up. Yeah, Clayster, he just saw Methods. Methods able to get away. I don't think so. He does have some help, though. Are they going to expect Clay to be in this corner?
Wow. Methods come soaring out. Now this is everything. You need to win this standoff. You need to win it quickly, right? There's only 2 minutes on the board.
They're sprinting right now. Looney, he's trying to get pushed up. But a ton of streaks still on the side of eUNITED.
You need a miracle.
Yeah, there it is. They're just going to keep calling him in to try to defend.
You need a miracle. It doesn't look like it's in the cards, but there's still time to do it. Looney's still in an aggressive position, but another one-on-one gunfight to Silly, and another streak is going to come in. The mortars drop in the back. Can it connect? Pristini's here. Pristini's chasing it. There's the return. Oh, there he gets it. And another score on the board for eUNITED. 4-1. Rise Nation getting thumped with the sucker punch early in the Stage 1 playoffs.
he almost didn't get that return. That was ridiculous. Those mortar strikes come in. I believe that was a stun from somebody on Rise. But yeah, they're able to put it away. 3-flag lead now for eUNITED. There we go. Arsenal show them some love. I mean, this trio, they've been waiting to play gunless. They're able to do it at Birmingham. They 3-0 them there, and they made 3-0 Rise Nation here once again.
I don't know if it's a May anymore. It's just
no, it's
a matter of time. 60 seconds to go. You'd rely on a flawless rally through streaks. You do have a couple down here. You're able to push across the map, maybe make a play, but guess what? Missiles from the sky yet again. TJ, we'll see you in 7.5 seconds.
And I mean, if you just look at that scoreboard, when you talk about eUnited's previous success, it was about the Twins, right? It was about how well Arcees and Pristini could play on the big stage. And here, they do so. Pristini 25-19, Arcees 23-12 right now. Typically, it's guys like Placer, but it's those two who have really stepped it up.
30 seconds to go. What seems like the 15th fighter pilot here.
Yelling.
Clay is screaming. A team that many thought might need a team change. A team that we did not expect to see the same roster come stage 2 are now on the brink of taking one huge step towards a massive payday here at the stage 1 playoffs. And as the final ticks go through, you can feel it in the crowd, you can feel it with the team. eUNITED a fire! A 3-0 here over Rise to kick it off. And they're on their feet.
Well, I said there was going to be no upsets today, and well, I was wrong on the first one, so.
That's what's beautiful about this.